Hi everyone! With the global pandemic happening right now, our educational system has adapted to our current situation. I'm pretty much sure that you all miss school and you all are doing your part to brave the new normal. But don't you worry, for your convenience, we have created a short video for us to be able to take a trip down memory lane and explore the travel of Rizal. Are you ready? Let's go!
May 3, 1882, Jose Rizal left Philippines and sailed to Spain to continue studies. He boarded at SS Salvadora, a Spanish steamer, using a passport of Jose Mercado to avoid detection from Spanish authorities. When he got to Singapore, he wasn't able to get out of the vessel due to the bad weather condition. Still, his voyage continues. May 9, 1882, SS Salvador Jack at Singapore, in which he checked in and stayed in Hotel de la Paz for 2 days. Then, he transferred to another ship named the Gemna, a French steamer for Europe which left Singapore on May 11, 1882. On May 17, 1882, the Gemna reached Point Gale, a sea-coast town in southern Ceylon, which is currently known as Sri Lanka. When he reached Naples on June 11, 1882, Rizal was amazed by the panoramic beauty of the city. It's the 12th June of 1882 when the steamers docked at the harbor of Marseilles, where Rizal stayed in for 2.5 days. Let us now travel to Barcelona with Nelly.
Thank you, Jade. Let us now take a look at Rizal traveling to Barcelona. It was May 15, 1882 when Rizal left Marseille by a train and arrived at his destination, which is Barcelona, on June 16, 1882. It took him a month before he reached Barcelona. Rizal wrote his first article entitled Amor Patrio, Love of the Country, which was written at the soil of Spain under his pen name Laong Laan. It is a nationalistic essay that was published into 2 texts, the Spanish and Tagalog. The Spanish text was originally written by Rizal in Barcelona, and Tagalog was translation made by Marcelo H. Del Pilar. It is appeared in Diaryong Tagalog on August 20, 1882. While in Barcelona, he also got a letter came from the Philippines, the chatty letter of Jinggoy, that recounting the unhappiness of Leonor Rivera, and a letter from Pasiano that advised his brother to finish the medical course in Madrid, which was dated May 26, 1882. In the same year, 1882, Rizal left Barcelona and established himself in Madrid, the capital of Spain. What do you think happened to Rizal when he got to Madrid? Take it away, Michelle!
A walkthrough of Rizal's life in Madrid. It was November 3, 1882. Rizal was barely 21 when he arrived in Madrid. To quench his thirst for learning, he enrolled in the Universidad Central de Madrid, or Central University of Madrid, in 2 courses, the Medicine and Philosophy and Letters. He also studied painting and sculpture in Academy of Fine Arts of San Fernando. Then after his arrival in Madrid in 1882, Rizal joined shortly to Círculo Hispano-Filipino or Hispano-Philippine Circle, a society of Spaniards and Filipinos. And upon the request of the members of this society, Rizal wrote this poem, Mi Peden Versos. In English, they asked me for verses, which he personally declaimed during the New Year's Eve reception of the Madrid Filipinos, held every December 31, 1882 in the evening. In this sad poem, Rizal poured out the cry of his agonizing heart. But despite of that, Rizal learned to economize his living expenses, and with the money he saved, he purchased books from a second-hand bookstore owned by a certain Senior Roses.
Bienvenue! Welcome to the most romantic country in the world, Paris! Did you know that this is the place where Dr. Jose Rizal spent his first summer vacation? He described Paris as the costliest capital in Europe. He sojourns in Paris from June 17 to August 20, 1883. This is the Hotel de Paris, located in 37 Rue de Maubeuge, wherein Rizal boarded. But later, he moved to a cheaper hotel on 124 Rue de Rennes in Latin Quarter. Now, we are here in Loweneck Hospital, where Dr. Rizal observed Dr. Nikaise in treating his patient. Let's go to another hospital, the Leriboiser Hospital, where Dr. Rizal observed the examination of different diseases of women. And on February 1892, Rizal was also awarded a diploma here in Paris as a Master Mason by Ligue Grand Orient de France. In the year 1885 to 1886, Dr. Jose Rizal went to Paris in Germany in order to specialize in ophthalmology. He chose ophthalmology because he wanted to cure his mother eye ailment. In Paris, Dr. Rizal met his friend Maximo Viola, a medical student and a member of a rich family of San Miguel. He also met Dr. Louis Duwackert, a leading ophthalmologist, wherein Dr. Rizal worked as an assistant from November 1885 to February 1886.
Let us now proceed to Rizal's next destination. On February 1st, 1886, Rizal reluctantly left Paris for Germany. Afterwards, on February 3rd, 1886, Rizal arrived in Heidelberg, a historic city in Germany known for its old universities and romantic surroundings. He then became a member of the Chess Players Club and met Dr. Otto Becker, a distinguished German ophthalmologist where Rizal worked for. On April 22, 1886, Rizal wrote a fine poem entitled A las Flores de Heidelberg, which is translated in English to the Flowers of Heidelberg. He then became friends with Dr. Karl Erlmer, a kind Protestant pastor where Rizal stayed. And lastly, on June 25, 1886, Rizal ended his sojourn at Pastor Olmer's home.
August 9, 1886, 3 days after the 5th centenary celebration of the University of Heidelberg, Rizal left the city, he boarded a train, visited various cities of Germany, and arrived in Leipzig. On August 14, 1886, he attended some lectures at the University of Leipzig on history and psychology. He friend Professor Friedrich Ratzel, a famous German historian, and Dr. Hans Meyer, German anthropologist. On October 28, he left Leipzig for Dresden, where he met Dr. Adolf B. Meyer, the director of Anthropological and Ethnological Museum. He stayed 2 days in the city. He heard Mass in a Catholic church. Evidently, this Mass impressed him very much, Pudo wrote on his diary. Truly, I have never in my life heard a Mass whose music had the greatest subtlety and intonation.
Did you know that Rizal met one of the famous celebrated German scientists, travelers, and author of the Travels of the Philippines, Dr. Fyodor Jagur? A book which Rizal read and admired during his student stays in Manila. I personally love a good book, but Rizal took it away seriously. Anyway, going back, Rizal worked on the famous German ophthalmologist in 1830-1905, Dr. N.S. Schweitzer. Upon the recommendation of Dr. Jagur and Dr. Meyer, Rizal became a member of Anthropological, Ethnological, and Geographical Society of Berlin. Rizal wrote this scholarly paper in German, Tagalog Kunst, Tagalog Metrical Art, which he read before the Society in April 1887. This paper was published by the Society in the same year and elicited favorable comments from all scientific quarters.
Did you know that Rizal had a grand tour with Maximo Viola in 1887? They left Berlin by train on May 11, 1187. Let us see where they go to first.
Are you ready for our next trip? Alright, we will be going to ride a train. Let's go! We are here now in Litmeritz, Bohemia. My dear travelers, the time is 1:30 p.m. Wow! We arrived at the same time when Dr. Rizal and Viola arrived at the railroad station here in Litmeritz. And on May 13 to May 16, 1887, Dr. Rizal and Viola stayed at Litmeritz. And on May 16, 1887, at 9:45 a.m., Dr. Rizal and Viola left Litmeritz by train. So, my dear travelers, it's time to go on your next trip. Welcome to the clean and green city of Vienna, Austria. Arrive and revive. On May 20, 1887, Dr. Rizal and Viola arrived in the beautiful city of Vienna, the capital of Austria-Hungary. They stayed in Hotel Metropole and where Rizal received his lost diamond stick pin. Wow, that's amazing. From Vienna, let us cross the frontier to Switzerland, the land where nature wants you back. In June 2 to 3, 1887, Rizal visited the beautiful country of Switzerland and he stayed at Schaffhausen, Switzerland.
They also had a delightful trip to Geneva, Switzerland. On June 19, 1887, Rizal's birthday, Rizal decided to treat Viola into a wonderful blowout. Rizal and Viola spent 15 delightful days in Geneva. And sadly, on June 23, 1887, Rizal and Viola decided to part ways. Finally, Rizal decided to go back to his country home. Rizal left Rome by train for Marseilles, a French port which he reached without mishap. On July 3, 1887, Rizal boarded the steamer Jemna, the same steamer which brought him to Europe 5 years ago. On July 30, 1887, at Saigon, Rizal transferred to another steamer, Haipong, which was Manila-bounded. On August 2, 1887, the steamer left Saigon for Manila. And at near midnight of August 5, 1887, the Haipong finally arrived in the docks of Manila. Now that we have experienced traveling to different places through Rizal's voyage, let me ask you this. Where do you want to go? Wherever that place is, I hope we will all learn the true value of traveling, which is to know a place's rich, diverse culture and learn from the values that they have established. Hence, we must never forget that though there are a lot of wonderful places all around the world, nothing still compares to our home, the Philippines. And this home is where our hearts truly belong.